Good evening. My name is Lori Zabata, and I'm a proud JWU alumna and the Director of Alumni Relations at Johnson & Wales University. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate 40 years of equine education. We're excited to bring this program to you and look forward to bringing you back to your time spent on campus and at the barn. Before we get started, I'd like to review a couple of housekeeping items. If you have a question, please add it to the Q&A section at the bottom of your screen. These questions will be asked at the conclusion of the program. We will get to as many as time allows. The chat feature can be used to message other attendees privately or publicly. This section is also located at the bottom of your screen. I'd like to thank the Alumni Relations team for their help behind the scenes of today's session, especially Liza Gentile, Assistant Director of Alumni Relations and proud JWU alumna, for her work to bring this program to us. I'd like to introduce today's moderator, Jackie Bowser, DVM, Associate Professor and Department Chair in the College of Arts and Sciences. Jackie Bowser grew up in Southern Rhode Island, showcasing horses in both hunter and Western performance on the Rhode Island Horsemen Association and New England Horsemen Council circuits. She never grew out of her affection for horses and decided to combine her love of horses and passion for science into a career in veterinary medicine. After graduating from Cornell University, Jackie received her DVM at St. George's University and PhD in veterinary science at Mississippi State University. She is board certified in large animal internal medicine and continues to practice veterinary medicine. Her research interests include investigations into equine poor performance, pulmonary physiology, airway dynamics, and protein expression of horses with equine asthma, often called HEAVs. She's also interested in the similarities and differences between this condition and similar human diseases. Jackie is always looking for new ways to incorporate research into the student experience. She discovered a real enthusiasm for teaching during her residency and spent nearly a decade teaching and mentoring veterinary students in Mississippi. Jackie returned to her roots in Rhode Island in 2017 to direct JWU's equine programs after practicing veterinary medicine from California to Ireland. Welcome, Jackie, and thank you so much for leading today's discussion. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Lori. I don't know if it's necessary for you guys to see me. Is it important that you see me? Because if it is, I'm not sure. Oops. Oh well, I guess I'm just going to start up. Well, welcome. My name is Jackie Bowser. I'm sure a lot of you have no idea who I am. But, well, I think I hit the jackpot by getting this lovely job in 2017. So I am so excited to be here to do a presentation today about 40 years of equine education that I have only seen the tip of the iceberg. And this has been a crazy journey. I've learned so much in the last couple of weeks about how rich and awesome our program is and how long it's been around. So first, I'd like to introduce the other people that are also on this call with us, which is our current equine faculty and staff. And so Liza did a really great job at introducing me, and that's me on the left, administering some treatment to a horse with equine asthma at Mississippi State. And then, of course, Dirk Fogg. Dirk is one of our faculty that started with us in 2002. He is our IHSA athletics coach, and he received his MBA in Global Business Leadership in 2007 while he was here at Johnson & Wales with us. And then the next, of course, is Crystal Taylor. Crystal Taylor has also been with us a long time. She joined in 2000, and I believe she might have adjunct for a couple of years before that. And she received her undergraduate degree in equine management from Johnson & Wales in '94. So she's an alum, and she also got her MBA in business ed in '06. And she is our IDA or dressage team coach. And then all the way over on the right is Erin Cardia. Erin Cardia got hired the year before me in 2016. And Erin has a master's in science in equine science and a master's in education, in equestrian education. And she is also recently certified as an advanced instructor through the PATH International Program, which is equine assisted activities and therapies. And so she's part of developing that program at Johnson & Wales. And then on the bottom row, on the far left is actually our own 2015 alum, who I believe is also on the call right now, Annie or Annalise Kanonchik, and she joined us as our assistant barn manager in 2019. And then, of course, in the middle is a very, very historical photo of John Richards, who has been our our facilities manager since, oh gosh, I believe 2007. And he is a graduate from the 90s. And then also on the right is our operations manager, who's Amy Chrysler, and Amy Chrysler joined us in, I believe, the spring of 2018. And so just so everyone can see everyone's names and email addresses, and also whether or not they're alums, if you're interested in contacting any of us, you're welcome to take a screenshot of this screen now. Okay, so the other thing is it takes a village, guys. So it's been around for 40 years, and there have been so many others, faculty, staff, directors that have come before and that have made this program what it is today. And I just wanted to nod my head because a lot of the people on this list are actually in the audience today. And a lot of the people on this list are our own alumni. And this spans 40 years, and I'm sure I'm probably missing a few because human resources actually doesn't go back that far. But here they are, and thank you. Thank you so much. So the next part of our presentation is just to take everyone down memory lane and go through our facilities, because we've gone 3 different places. And to speak about that is actually our own John Richards. So John, are you available? You know how to turn on your mic and your video? There he is.
Yummy. How's everybody doing? I do actually have to correct Jackie. That picture dates back to 1998. I don't think I would have the same blonde hair that I did in that picture. So definitely been here for a while. So, but as you all know, we've actually had some different phases of this program, and we've been at different farms. 1980, Journey's End Farm in Scituate, Rhode Island is where the actual program began. The history of it was, I know the students would get farmed out and get driven out to the farm and spend the days there. And one of the actual, I know, things that people talked about back in the day was they actually had culinary students with them at the farm, and they actually had food services provided while at the farm because they weren't able to get back and forth during the day. So it was a little bit of a different time. As you can see in that photo right there, you have some hospitality gentlemen in the front left corner, and I think they were a very vital part of that team. So the one thing we have learned while researching and learning about going down, if you look down that bottom left corner, there's an Appaloosa in that photo, and that's Toga. And I guess Toga was a real known member of that horse herd at that time. And I'm sure everybody that was a member of that facility would remember Toga. In 1985, we actually moved to Pine Gate Farm in Swansea, Massachusetts. And that was a 10-year stay there. Lauren Clegg was very gracious and opened up her doors to Johnson & Wales, and that's where I studied, graduating in '96, and I know a lot of others spent a lot of great times there. If you look down in the bottom there, you can see the cozy, quaint little classroom that we had up in the second floor of that barn, but it was a great facility. As I said, it was Swansea, Mass. So it was probably about halfway from where we are now, right off Route 6. So, and then in 1996, we moved to the Johnson & Wales Equestrian Center in Rehoboth, Massachusetts. And that was, there's the original the original days right there, the big old brown barn. That was, for me, a real personal pivotal point because I had actually been to this farm for a field trip. And I remember the very first time I was asked to come and visit, I didn't know where I was going, and I actually came around the corner and was pleasantly surprised to know that this was the facility that Johnson Wales had purchased, and we were going to call home. And here we are now, 20 plus years later, and throughout the years we've taken a 14-acre facility and turned it and doubled the size of the land and purchased another the whole perimeter basically. In 2008, 2009, we actually ventured up the back of the hill, we'll call it, and started clearing some land. So now we actually have trails, a hunt field, some cross-country obstacles, and with a lot more room for us to hopefully expand and do other great things down the road. But mainly just getting the horses off the track around the ring and getting them up into more of a natural setting and giving them and the students a place to hack and just be outside. The classroom has definitely changed since a lot of you were here. Our second floor lab space definitely is now what we would refer to as a smart classroom. And then just this season, we've actually been very fortunate. We had a very big project done this summer where the entire barn was made Wi-Fi capable. And now we're able to actually use tablets and be all throughout the barn and be connected to the Wi-Fi. But the main reason for the project was we just in the last month mounted a 75-inch TV in our indoor riding arena. So now the classes will have the capability of using tablets to record the students and then have them right up on the screen while they're on horseback, and they can actually review themselves riding. And I know there will be other programs that will be used in the future. So we've really brought the big TV into the teaching, and really now have a real new type of technology for the riding space. So, but it's been a great 20 years plus here, and it's been really great to just see all the things we've been able to actually dream and actually make happen. So it's a lot different than a lot of you would probably remember, and very proud to tell you that. So, all right, well, great seeing everybody, and I'm really glad we're able to do this. Happy 40 years. Thank you.
So we have a little 4-minute video about the Equine Center within the last year that I'd like to share with everyone. And I'm not 100% sure if my volume is going to work, so let me know if it doesn't as we start here.
I chose Johnson & Wales because I really like the fact that they incorporate your equine classes in throughout your entire stay here. You really jump right in. It's very interactive here. You have a lot of classes that come out to the barn where you have to actually apply the things that you're learning in class to real life situations. So when I first came to Johnson & Wales, the first thing I noticed is how welcoming the faculty were, how eager they were to answer all my questions, and how much time they actually put in each individual student to make sure they succeed.
The facility itself is really good for the horses, the riders, everyone involved. We have 3 gorgeous arenas, and being in the outdoors and up in the field is one of the most exciting things. The difference between here and other schools was the people, really. Everyone's just so open and friendly and wanting to teach you things and learn from you.
I think having like
such well-knowledge professors and even classmates has been really helpful. They all seem to want to help you learn and share what they know, and then it's great because they're not just what my way is the only way. They're willing to know what you have learned in the past and take that and help progress the program here.
Our classes that we take here at Johnson & Wales, we have lecture classes, but then we also have hands-on experience out in the barn. So whether it be how to manage a facility, to setting up a facility design plan, environmental issues, ethical issues, and everything that we can use in our future. Throughout my time here, there's definitely been a lot of changes throughout my 3 years, and they've all been changes for the better, whether it's the facility design or the faculty, and it just keeps getting better every year. With the hands-on experience that I've gotten here, I really feel like I'm prepared to manage my own facility. Johnson & Wales has prepared me for life after college by giving me the opportunity to work with hands-on experiences. They have an equine career night every year where you get to meet real people in the industry who have been there, done that, and they really are interested in hearing from you. Johnson & Wales also gives you the opportunity to do internships, both during the school year and during the summer, which is where you get to go into the world and kind of test your knowledge that you've been learning this entire time and really see what you know.
I thought I knew a lot about horses until I came here, and it's definitely really opened my eyes and made me feel more confident.
Johnson & Wales gives you the best equine science and equine business management experience that you need to get ahead in this industry. And the classes that are offered are top notch. I would have never learned everything that I've learned anywhere else.
Well, we don't want to go through that again. So, God, that video gives me goosebumps every time. I love it. So, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually our programs, our academic programs, and the inception of the Equine Studies program started in 1980 with the then University Chancellor, Morris Gaby, pictured on the right, actually holding the horse. And the Dean of Students, Colonel John McNulty, actually pictured on the left with the lovely ladies when they took a personal interest in horses. And they surveyed the current students and results showed an interest in sports riding. And so they decided to go ahead and develop a certificate program in equine management. And that very quickly also turned into an associate degree program that they started in the College of Business. And our department was born. And so this photo is circa 1982. And far left is actually Jean McCarthy. Jean McCarthy at that time was the newly hired director of riding. And just next to her is the barn manager, Gail Spencer. I think Gail now has a married name. And then on the other side of Colonel McNulty is the then program director, Gail Lawson. And that horse was Call Me Miss, which was a mare who was donated to our program with an extensive National Hunter Show record. And she was one of the first donations that we had to our program. So what a trip down memory lane. And so back in 1980, we had the associates and the bachelors of equine business management. And some of these photos came from our archival photos from the time period. And I have no idea who they are. So if anyone remembers any of these photos, please feel free to add to the chat. So then in 2014, the Department of Equine Studies actually moved from the College of Business to the John Hazen White College of Arts and Sciences. And during that time, they had 3 bachelors: equine business management with riding required, equine business management with no riding, and a brand new equine science program that started in 2016. The other thing new to this year that we have just started a few weeks ago is part of the equine business management riding program. Students can now choose to specialize in equine assisted activities and therapies, which is essentially a minor in that discipline. The other thing that a lot of you probably don't know is that Johnson & Wales, actually in its infinite wisdom, went from trimesters for over 100 years to semesters 2 weeks ago. And so now we are in a semester schedule. And so to talk just a little bit about this new specialization that we have in equine assisted activities and therapies is Erin Cardia. Erin, are you on the line? Do you know how to? There you go.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this virtual anniversary. Just real quickly, I've been here for 4 years. I've just started my 5th year at Johnson & Wales through this equine department, and I'm thrilled. It's been a really nice program to get to know, and hopefully over the years, I'll get to know some of you alumni as well. So we did just start this year. It's been in the process the last 4 years putting together this specialization, equine assisted activities and therapies. And the idea behind it is that students will go through our 2 EAAT courses, the 2 riding instructor courses. They'll also take functional human anatomy and abnormal psychology to prepare them to get their portfolio together in order to become a certified therapeutic riding instructor with PATH International. Now, the EAAT program also does expose them to all the broad aspects of EAAT, not just therapeutic riding or therapeutic riding instruction. We are partnering right now. Our first class ever is happening this fall, and it's exciting. We've got 10 students right now who are in the class, and those 10 students are volunteering at 4 different facilities. One offers hippotherapy, one offers equine facilitated learning, 2 are adaptive riding or therapeutic riding, and 1 is really specializing in mental health awareness, mostly dealing with veterans with PTSD and first responders. So it's a burgeoning part of the industry. It's really growing. There's a need for it. There's a lot of research going on with it too. I know Jackie mentioned I am an equine science master's degree, so I'm very much in the scientific methodology of it. So in addition to preparing these students with their portfolio to become a therapeutic instructor, they're also doing a lot of research into what's being done. And hopefully we can incorporate some actual studies at Johnson & Wales as well. So if there's anything you guys are interested in talking to me about, I'm excited. I hope this program is going to really put out some great therapeutic riding instructors in the future.
Thanks, Erin. All right, all set? Okay. So the next part of our presentation is to talk about the teams, because academics is all fun and games, but really we all went to school to ride, right? And so we have a dressage team and we have a hunt seat team. And so to talk about the dressage team is our team coach, Crystal Taylor. Are you there, Crystal?
I am here, yes. Hey, everybody. It's so great. Here, let me see if my video can turn on. Yes. So first of all, I want to say it's so great to see everybody. I've been at Johnson & Wales full-time now for 20 years. It's been wonderful. I really enjoy it. And it is so great to see all the great things all of our alumni are doing. I love seeing all the Facebook posts. I do a little Instagram, but I do see mostly Facebook. So it's so great to see everything everybody's doing out there on Facebook, to see all the success everyone is achieving and all the journeys you guys are all taking. It's just so super to be connected and see what everybody's doing out there. Like just recently, we had 2 of our alumni this fall who went to the Festival of Champions and finished in the top 10 in the nation. That was Shannon Stevens and Caitlin Petyo. And they both, over the last probably, 3-4 years, have also gotten their USDF gold medals. So again, it's just so great to see the success of our alumni out there. You guys are all awesome. Let's see, the other thing I did see on here was Stephanie Watson, who is in this first photo. She graduated back in 2002, and she is now at Cazenovia College teaching and coaching their dressage team. So it's great to see someone like that out there doing the coaching. And so right here on the front page, I guess I got to get on to my spiel about the dressage team. Here's some great photos, 2000, when we were in Florida. Why can't I think of that year? 2012, 2011, I want to say, when we were in Florida, where we had a great time. It was nice and warm down there for nationals. That might have been the year they made us do tug of war, and our team was probably the shortest team there, but we still rivaled. And then I want to do a big shout out to our national champions. We had Brittany Perini was an individual champion 2004 at Cazenovia. We had Jess Fornd, who amazingly, which is so amazing, won 2008, 2009, and 2010 at 3 different levels. She went from lower training, upper training to first level and won on individual day all 3 years. So that was super amazing. Me and Beth were so ecstatic at that. That was just super to see. Then we had Julie McNellis, individual champion 2013. That was at Mount Holyoke. Samantha Burke, 2014. That was, I want to say, in Virginia. Averett hosted part of that. And so many others were so close. I mean, everybody just did a super job. And here are some fun photos over the years. I was able to find some back from 2003, 2009, 2004, Shannon Stevens, there you are in 2004. So in here, let's see, yes, we're playing tug of war, 2010. So again, it's just really great to see everybody grow over the years. And then 2012, we had a really great year, yes, and we were national champions. That was at Centenary College we competed. In 2013, we were reserve champions. So we've had a really great streak, great years. 2014, we had Sammy Burke in the lower photo there, who was our individual champion. You know, the IDA, just so you guys know a little history, started up, myself and Beth traveled down to Virginia, I want to say in 2000, and then 2001, it officially started the IDA, the Intercollegiate Dressage Association. Beth was president, I was the Northeast Regional Rep for our region. And we were a club sport at Johnson & Wales till about 2012, actually. 2013, we became varsity athletics and kind of went under the varsity rules at Johnson & Wales. So just a little history. Like I say, it's so great seeing everybody. After being at JWU for 20 years, you know, it never gets old. It's always great to see the new students come in and watch them develop and grow. Okay.
Thanks, Crystal. Oh, one more. I apologize. So those are the more recent ones.
We get to travel to Maine. We have a great time going on the van to Maine. Okay, now I'll turn it over to Dirk.
All right, Dirk.
Crystal and Jackie, thank you for the pitch. And it is, to echo what we've heard so far tonight, it's so wonderful to see so many of our alumni joining in here. We're talking about the team. So I've been coaching the IHSA team this is my 18th year. And as with Crystal, we've watched these club teams turn from club teams to varsity sports with total support from our university. And it's been absolutely outstanding. I know there's many of you that are in the audience today that have been part of both experiences. And of course, the IHSA has been part of Johnson & Wales University really since the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, and the organization itself is over 50 years old now. There's some great photos that I really wish I knew who these people were, standing with Bob Cascione. And I think I see Stephanie Watson in some of those pictures. it's a wonderful blessing to be able to be here as both a coach and a faculty member and watch your growth and expertise. And, you know, we've had some wonderful successes, including 2016, excuse me, national champion Jenny DePietro in the individual intermediate over fences. She returned the next year to place in the top 10 in the open. And she's still with us this year in her senior year, so we're looking forward to getting back. It's fabulous. One of the biggest pieces, and I know some of you are out there, I now coach against, in the region that we compete in on a regular basis, I coach against 2 JWU alumni. One's a national finalist. The other is both are former team captains. There's over a dozen of you that have graduated from Johnson & Wales that have been on the IHSA team that are now coaching or have coached across the country. And I think that really represents the commitment at Johnson & Wales and that energy to become solid professional horsemen and be able to give back to our communities. And so it's a lot of fun to see you. And you know, as Crystal alluded to follow you all on Facebook and Twitter. You know, a couple weddings recently, a couple virtual weddings where I've seen many of you as alum are getting together. And wow, I think that just speaks so amazingly of what this program does for you, not just professionally, where you continue on and are coaching and leading in the industry, but also personally. So with that, I'll kick it on to the next step, Jackie.
All right. Sorry about that. Oh, last one.
We got enough.
Oh my gosh. What great photos. All right. And actually, Dirk, you are on deck next.
I get to stay on.
Mr. for about a minute.
Sounds good. Well, listen, as many of you in the audience know, because you've taken part in the Germany trip, and we're over a decade now going to Germany. Kicked off early on with, at the time, Beth Bukema, our department chair, and it's grown since. And what I want you to know a little bit about the Germany trip is we now open it up to a wider range of riders to go over and earn their medals, not just their riding medals. Starting this year, we're also going to be able to earn an additional medal in an assistant barn management training level. We also are starting to try to coordinate with schools from both France and South Korea, so that the international experience is becoming a global international experience. And then the last big piece of this is we've worked hard with all the faculty here in our program and the study abroad office. And there is going to be an avenue for alumni who are actively riding to return or go for the first time to earn medals or to build on the medals you have earned in the past. So, you know, if you're interested, if you've been before and you want to get back there, there's going to be a chance for us to do that. It really is. It's another fabulous experience for all our students. And, you know, I can say for myself, having worked in Germany before and return, it's so wonderful to be able to bring you all to the heart of what our program's about. You know, from early on, there's a commitment at Johnson & Wales to the German dressage system and how dressage helps every discipline improve their horses. And now you guys get to go back. So, you know, if you're interested in that as alum, reach out because there's some opportunities for you.
Thanks,
Jackie, I'll kick it back to you.
Thank you, Dirk. All right. So I wanted to take a minute and just talk a little bit about internships in experiential education. And depending on what decade you went to school here, sometimes they called them co-ops. Sometimes they called them internships. It depended on where you went. And they were required for a very long time. And then they became highly encouraged, but optional. And then with the transition back to semesters, they are required again. And we're actually really excited about that because that means that every single one of our graduates has to actually go out into the real world and go on an internship and work in the industry that they want to have the rest of their career with. And so just as a little shout out, all alumni on this Zoom meeting and all over the place may be in a position to offer an internship to our current students. And if you remember, a lot of your internships probably also you got through some sort of alumni relation and or contact. And so this is the experience of a lifetime. I'm sure everyone who's been on internship remembers where they went and what they did. And if anyone is interested in potentially establishing an internship where they're working now, they're welcome to reach out to me and I'll get you in touch with our experiential education department. However, we have over 150 established places right now. The other thing is that they personalize every year. And I help students personalize new locations 3 or 4 times a year. And I know that once we go to required internships as of this year, that number is probably going to go up. The other thing is because we're in semesters, it's way easier. Oh, sorry, somebody's writing something to me. It's way easier to actually place a student in an academic year internship. So theoretically, they're not just summer anymore. So a student can intern from August through December or from January through May. Oh, yes. Okay. So we do have a chat feature on this presentation. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to put it into the chat right now. And so when we turn over to Q&A in about 5 minutes, then Liza can actually go through the questions and we can start answering them. So Crystal's actually going to talk just for a minute about this other cool thing that we started this year.
Okay, so this year we were able to do this really cool, amazing study away in Florida, which is basically like a study abroad, but it's study away, you know, in the US. We worked really hard with the curriculum committee, and Jackie did lots and lots of extra paperwork to get everything to go through, and we were able to have the students come with us, fly down to Florida for 6 days and get 1 credit to do the study away in Florida. And we were spent, I want to say 4 days in Wellington and 2.5 in Ocala. We did not stop. We went nonstop the whole time. Myself and Jackie went with 10 students. It was an amazing learning experience. We went to all kinds of great competition venues. We went to WEF. We went to Dressage Global. We got to go to the international polo match. We got to stop in and see Shannon Stevens and Marcus Orlos. Beautiful training facility at White Fences. We stopped in and got to see a graduate, Bibi Diaz, at the farm she manages, which is beautiful. We stopped in at another alumni, Courtney Broderick's place where she worked. We then headed up to Ocala, and we went to breeding farms. We went to Peterson and Smith Vet Hospital. We went to a rehab center. What else? Racetrack. We went to, we actually got a wonderful tour of the World Equestrian Center at Ocala, which is amazing. We stopped in at HITS Ocala. Is that everything, Jack? I think I got everything. And we got to see some, like, yes, $1 million racehorse, 2-year-olds, American Pharaoh babies, and got to stop at the Ocala Breeder Sales Racetrack. So, like I said, it was an amazing experience. We got to stop at all kinds of different farms. You know, a lot of them offered the students internships in the future. So, really great experience all around. And the other thing that we're going to do, we're going to switch back and forth every year, is Kentucky. It's going to be the next one. And Professor Aaron Carday is going to travel with the students to Kentucky as soon as everything is back to normal in our world here. And we'll switch off and on between Florida and Kentucky each year. So again, great experiences for our students to get out there and see the real world and industry experience. Okay.
Thanks so much, Crystal. Yeah, so I was on the trip, and I don't think that I was more than 5 feet away from Crystal for 7 days straight. And we're still friends. So I know a whole lot more about Crystal though, but it was a spectacular trip, really spectacular. So now is the time that we have to open it up to questions about the program, about anything really. And we could answer any of your questions that you might have. And then when we're done with that, I would like to go through the list of favorite horses that everybody filled out before this session and show some great photos.
Great, thanks, Jackie. So for all of you alumni out there, if you have any questions for anyone in the group that's just spoken, please add them to the Q&A section. We do have one here from Lisa, who said she's the class of '94, graduated with Crystal. How do we get more information on the Germany opportunity for alumni? Dirk, can you take that one, or Jackie?
Yeah, would you like me to pick it up, or are you good, Dirk?
Sure, I'll get it. I will be honest with you. At this moment, we're still a little in flux, but our goal is that, and again, with COVID, that's why we're a little in flux right now. Our goal is that with our undergrad, our alumni can also join in the trip. The trip is normally following graduation. So this year, now that we're on semesters, that graduation will take place in early May. And then we're in Germany for 2.5, almost 3 weeks. I can't give you a lot of concrete evidence or nuts and bolts because I don't want to mislead anybody. But what I can say is if you're actively riding and you're interested in the program, by November, we should have a pretty good feeling. And so please just email us that info that, reach out to either Jackie or myself. And by November, as we get this really locked down, we'll be able to share with you the plan and also probably have that plan up publicly on our website so that our alum can really take advantage of it. Jackie, do you have anything to add to that?
No, actually, it's pretty easy to add the alums. So we sent it back through curriculum committee when we moved to semesters, and we brought in the scope of people that can go. And the JWU Global was actually really excited about opening up to alumni. And so, so for now, once there's some sort of announcement, I guess whoever asked that question, if they could shoot a quick email to either myself or Dirk Fogg, and we could put you on a list. And so the next time it's time for us to start advertising, we'll make sure that you'll get individual emails about that opportunity.
There's one more question about Germany. When you're in Germany, do you work with Eckhart at all?
Right now, Eckhart doesn't necessarily directly come to the school, but we are working with Eckhart Miner's program on a regular basis as part of the Germany. So yes, we don't get to see Eckhart himself, but Herr Jacobs and Jasmine Ludacris, two of the riding masters that are at the Munster School, are both well-schooled and educated and have worked with Eckhart extensively. So it is very much still part of the program, which is fabulous.
Great. So there is one comment here asking if we show the pictures or names of the alumni on the Zoom, and we will be doing that after Jackie goes through the horses. So just hold tight and we'll get to that. We have one question. How many students are currently in the program, and are students on campus this fall?
It tells me if I'm muted. That's awesome. So currently we are sitting at 96 students total in the program. We kind of fluctuate between 90 and 100 every year. And on campus right now for the fall for the equine students is all of them. Every single one of them is on campus, which is awesome. There have been a few that have asked to take a remote semester, and I've worked with them to change around their schedule so they can have a remote semester. But all of our classes right now are brick and mortar. They're on the ground. Students are coming they're riding, they're participating in labs, they're wearing masks, they're wearing work appropriate gloves, they're disinfecting themselves, they're practicing social distancing. But you're at a barn, so social distancing really didn't change the way that we functioned in the barn all that much at all.
Great, thanks, Jackie.
We have a question from Shauna White. She says, I work in Kentucky. What's the best way to stay up to date on the Kentucky trip? I'd love to have everyone out to Kerr for a tour.
Hey, Erin, do you want to pick that up?
Sure. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be going to Kentucky next year in 2021. Shauna, sorry. If you can just send an email to either myself or to Jackie, I think they'll put the email slide back up for you guys again. I'd love to get in touch with you. I have a list right now, and Kentucky Equine Research is definitely on my list of places we would like to come and see.
Great. We have a question from Lynn Smiley. How are you managing with COVID restrictions?
Well, really well, surprisingly. Now we're in week 2. So the Johnson Wales program itself, like the whole entire campus, decided to bring all their freshmen onto campus and students that are enrolled in 2 programs. One of them is the culinary program and one of them is the equine programs. And so if you go down to campus now, we are at probably about a quarter of the total student population that we would have had in any typical year, which means that there's just less students around, and the classrooms are restricted by social distancing. So our class sizes are on average around 20, between 20 and 25. But really that doesn't really change all that much for our program because our class sizes are pretty small anyway. Really, I think we're managing pretty well. I mean, in the number of emails and things that I've had to deal with has, knock on wood, not been that terrible. So far so good.
Jackie, we have another COVID related question for you. Joanne Clayton would like to know, can alumni come visit the barn in the near future, or is it minimized due to COVID?
It is minimized due to COVID right now. Things I've been telling people, if you arrive here unannounced, we can walk you around the barn for 5 minutes and put you back in your car. If you wait until we are no longer restricted, then we can give you like the whole shebang tour. And I'm not 100% sure when that's going to happen. I believe that we're probably going to remain restricted for this semester. But my guess is the spring. We should open back up again.
We have a question. You've made a lot of great changes. What are your plans for the future of the program?
Oh, so I have a lot of champagne wishes and caviar dreams. However, my biggest plan right now is to survive through COVID, make sure that the program is successful. And then the other thing is actually to focus on our programs that we currently have that we started in the semesters, and also to focus for the next year and a half on how awesome our 40th anniversary is. Because as part of this whole shebang, the Zoom meeting that you're part of right now is only the beginning. What we'd really like to do is actually have a whole bunch of events virtual over the next year, leading up to an on-the-ground, large, huge celebration party for the charter class graduating in 1982. And so what that means is in the spring of 2022, during alumni weekend, we'd like to have an on-the-ground celebration at the Equine Center with a tent and a lot of cool stuff. And you're all invited. And that's awesome.
Great. We have a question from Patrick. Who cares for the horses when school is not in session?
Who wants to pick that up? Anyone want to talk besides me? No. Okay. Oh, John, there you go. Go for it, John.
Am I there? Can you hear me? So traditionally, we have the work study program, and we have essays that work during the school year. But what we do every year is we have staffing for obviously the breaks, but then also we have a summer session where we hire up to 8 employees, and we do have a part-time staff. So we stay very well covered during the whole year. One thing I would like to add just to the the big changes that all happened to us over the last several months or even greater, we were very fortunate. The people that were working here were grandfathered, and I can't say enough about how lucky we were to have such a supportive group during the 2 months of shutdown during the spring and then going into the summer. So we really, for the call it 5 months of 2 months of COVID into 3 months of summer, we were amply staffed, and actually we had a very highly productive season and got a lot of great facilities projects done and so on, and the horses were all very happy and well cared for and ridden. And so it's been a wonderful, well, the rest of the world's having a tough time. The horses were not left short, so everything's been really good here. So
we have time for one last question before I turn it back over to Jackie, and it's the barn looks beautiful. Do you have any plans for the facility, and are you looking for horses?
We're always looking for horses. So, horses are like potato chips, right? You can't just have one. And so, yes, we're always in the market for horses. Our social media site actually has occasional advertisements that we've made about horses. The other thing is that our major gifts department actually has made us a really pretty website that actually has a place where you can learn about all the information about donating horses and actually fill out a form, and actually it goes directly to our operations manager, and then we reach out to talk to you about potentially taking your horse. The other thing is we take horses on donation and also for lease, for free lease. And I know that might be a little different than in the past. And so we have horses that belong to Johnson & Wales from donors, and we also have free leased horses for the academic year that go back home for the summer. Do I have any plans for the future? I always have plans for the future. So my future plans are that I would love to win the lottery. And if I did, then we would build. And I think probably what I really love to do is actually to build up the hill. So to create a road up to the hunt field and actually clear some of that land that we have in the back of our property, and actually to put in another smaller facility and actually have equine assisted activities and therapies on property. And then also expand our ability to have shows on property, and expand our ability to have equine science laboratories and also practices and other things on property 12 months out of the year. So that's my champagne wish and caviar dream.
Great, and in the follow-up, we will include all of your social media handles so people can check that out if they're interested. So Jackie, I'll turn it back over to you to talk about the horses.
Sorry, I'm muted again. So this has been super fun, guys. All of you who actually voted, thank you. Thank you so much. And a lot of these names were blessed from the past, and a lot of these names I'd never heard of, but between John, Crystal, and other contacts, and yourself actually giving photos, I was able to actually give a great list of horses that people loved in the past. There were a few that I could not find any names for, on any photos for. So unfortunately, I don't have a photo for every horse. Let's see. So favorite horses. So Ferrari was one that came up a couple of times. And this is actually a nice photo of Ferrari with our own alum, Jenny Harris, who worked for SmartPack. And I believe Jenny's probably on the line right now. And John tells me that Jenny actually came here as a SmartPack employee to actually get her, her photo for her job with Ferrari. And then another favorite was actually, Sorry, everything is blocking everything.
Escada.
Thank you.
And Jamie.
And that's Jamie Nelson, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and I can't actually see the name. Did I write it in there or not?
Escada. That's
Yeah,
Escada and
excuse
Jamie.
me. I apologize. It used to say Escada and Jamie Nelson, and now it doesn't. God knows where that went. So next are Archie and Nico. Archie and Nico were both also favorites. And I honestly can't remember who voted for them, but here's some really great, oh shit, sorry, I'm hitting the wrong button. Here's some great photos of both Archie and Nico in the stalls here at the Equine Center, I believe. There we go. And okay, so next, we've got a lot of them, so I got to keep going. Next are Lexington and Avatar. Lexington and Avatar, I remember actually coming in 2017, and Lexington was with us, and he actually just retired this past year. And Avatar was a leased horse of ours, but a goodie, like he had a fan following. And so they were both great workhorses for our program here at the Equine Center. Next was Tyler. Tyler had a couple of fans, and Alex Goldman, who I believe is actually on the Zoom chat, gave me a couple of nice photos of Tyler. But Tyler is actually still with us. Tyler's 18 years old this year, and he's still the biggest guy in the barn. John still calls him Grunk. And so he's still going strong. The other would be Kerry Gold, and Kerry Gold also has a fan following. And he retired, I believe, this past spring. And so this is actually a really great immortalized picture of Kerry Gold. He's part of one of our photo shoots, and he's in a lot of our social media and our propaganda for Johnson & Wales. And that's Caitlin Walker, 2018 graduate, who also had a cameo in the video. Others, Teddy. And somebody actually commented on Teddy in the earlier comments that Teddy was their favorite also, and that they hadn't had a chance to vote. Well, Teddy had multiple friends who remember him quite well. And I do not know who this is on Teddy. John and I stared at this photo forever and couldn't figure it out. Oh, so Stephanie thinks it's Jenny Harris. So Jenny's on the line right now. So awesome. I'm glad. I have some other pictures of Jenny Harris also. Excellent. Oh, or maybe it's Rachel. So anyway, Teddy has a cult following. And another horse that had a cult following is Rooster. Rooster just also retired this past spring at the age of 22. And I took the liberty of actually showing you the photo of me on Rooster a month after I was hired, when I actually participated in the methods of riding instruction class. And that was the first time I'd been on a horse in probably 6 or 7 years. So it was like super fun. Hi, Cassie. Yes, I remember that. All right, and so others, Spider. Spider was with us for quite some time, and he also retired. And that's Spider in the snow. John has a lot of pictures of Spider. He used to like to go out into pasture and run around like a total idiot. So I have lots of Lipizzaner pictures of Spider. And then of course, Tully. Tully was also another favorite that came up in the list that I got. Others, a little, are Majik. Majik, I was before my time, but I have a nice picture of Majik with the blacked out background. Actually, I believe from, I want to say the 2012, 2013 era. And then this other picture is Majik retired at Brossring Farm, and Lynn Smiley actually took him. Awesome. And another favorite, and I think that Annie might have voted for Lempier. So since I thought that Annie was the one who voted, I decided to go ahead and show a picture of Annie and Beth and Lempier at another photo shoot that happened in 2015. And I guess Lempier was actually Annie's total favorite, and he looked very athletic. Lots and lots of jumping pictures of him. Welkin was another favorite from back in the day. And, you know, he was one of our redheads. And then another favorite was also Foxy Lady. And so I got some really nice dated photos from about Foxy Lady. And I got a chance to get an email from Diana actually earlier today about this photo down here of her actually competing her. What I thought was also interesting is I got another photo today actually that Crystal had, and BB Diaz was riding Foxy Lady and Crystal Taylor was riding Shiloh, who was also a cult favorite from back in the day. And this was circa 1993, and this was actually at Clouds Hill Farm, where I guess Johnson & Wales equine students would go to actually compete. And another way back when favorite was a horse named Toga, that Appaloosa, that I guess was a real great workhorse for our program way back in the early 80s. And then Becky, and Becky, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but you provided us two really great photos of Lika and Topper back circa 1990. That were also favorites. Others, Thane was a big one. We had a couple of people on the chat decide that they love Thane, and I've got a couple of great pictures of Thane, but I got a couple also from Amy Gordon, so thank you. Another favorite was actually Weltman. And Weltman, that picture is actually from John. John still has Weltman in his phone. And so he actually found that, actually in his, on the cloud in his phone, and which I think is hysterical. And then we're near the end. The other horses that came up, Raffles and Abby. And I actually found this really great picture of Cassie, who I believe is on the line today, who actually retired an awful lot of our horses. And so on the left is Raffles. Next to Raffles with the blaze is Rocket. The chestnut next to Rocket is actually Dundee, who is, I think, only in our program for a short period of time. And then I'm not 100% sure who the bay is, but the pinto in between the bay and the two ponies is actually Abby. And Cassie and the gang, awesome. So thank you so much, Cassie. Let's see if I get, and the, I believe this is the last photo. This is a more recent favorite. This is Dylan. And Dylan was in our program for 12 years. He came to us as an 8-year-old and he retired as a 20-year-old. And he was the first horse that actually I helped to retire once I was hired here. And because of that, I baked him a cake. And so that's his carrot cake, which he proceeded to eat at least half of. And then we all got the other half of it. And Dylan was a rock star. And he did a great job for Johnson & Wales, and we're so happy to get him placed into retirement. And so that is a trip down memory lane. Now there are 7 or 8 other horses that that I just didn't have pictures of. Names that come to mind that I don't have any photos of are Faulkner, Jackson, Splash, Woody, Alaska, Coco from early 2000s, and a few others. And so if you have any photos, we are planning a big event coming up, and I would love to have more photos of the horses that we all loved. So I could create an even longer slideshow for our main event coming in a couple of years. And so now is the time, I believe, to start wrapping up. Is that correct, Lori?
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. That was an amazing look at 4 decades of equine studies at JWU. Thank you, Jackie, and your team for such an informative and interesting presentation. We're grateful to you for sharing your time with us and celebrating this very special milestone. I'd also like to thank all of our alumni attendees for joining us this evening. We've certainly come a really long way in 40 years, and you all have been an important part of it. This is such a special and unique program, and we're fortunate to have such passionate instructors, students, and alumni. Please stay tuned for more information about upcoming equine-specific events leading up to when we celebrate the program's first graduating class. I'd also like to take this moment to extend a very special thank you to Department Chair and Associate Professor Jackie Bowser. Not only is Jackie leading the equine program into the future, but she and her husband have generously donated $4,000 to directly benefit equine studies students. The Equine Center and our horses require care 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and our student assistants spend countless hours in the barn. With Jackie's gift, JWU will be able to support this important work and ensure these students continue to gain the hands-on, real-world experience that prepares them for the equine industry. In celebration of 40 years of equine studies at JWU, I invite each of you to invest in the future of the program with a gift of any amount. No gift is too small, and when we all contribute what we can have an enormous impact on a part of JWU that is near and dear to our hearts. We've shared a donation link in the chat window, and on behalf of our students, I thank you for your generosity. We sincerely hope that you enjoyed this evening's session celebrating 40 years of equine education, part of the JWU Connects family of programming. For the full listing of upcoming events, including the Making of Her Story, JWU's Founding Mothers, Preparing the Campus During COVID-19, Lessons Learned with JWU with Providence Campus President Marie Bernardo Souza, and Sip with JWU Bourbon, A Classic American Spirit, please visit our events calendar at alumni.jwu.edu. Virtual events are free, and we would love to see you there. Now we'll use the remaining time for open networking and conversation. To do this, we need to change a setting behind the scenes to allow you to turn on your camera and mic. It may look like you've left the meeting, but don't worry, you'll rejoin in a few seconds. Thank you for attending this evening and enjoy your networking time. We'll be back in touch in about 15 minutes. And if you'd like to put your cameras on and your mics on, we can all see each other. And you can also set your screen view to gallery view, and you'll be able to see everyone that's on. If you decide not to have your camera on, that's fine. We'll still see your name and folks will know that you're here.
Oh, it's so good to see everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
That's my real estate photo.
Hello. Well, some great names coming up.
Yeah.
Lots of memories.
Hi, Mrs. Bukma.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing, Beth?
Long time no see.
Yes.
It's so good to see everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Is there anyone else here from the 80s?
Kelly O'Boyle.
Hi, Kelly.
How are you?
Oh, there we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Hey, the first class here. Congratulations to all you guys. You've done an awesome job with that property. I am so impressed.
Well, thank you so much, Janet. I appreciate it. I
I
didn't
saw
know
some.
it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I saw some really neat horses, and I wish I had found my photo album a little earlier than I did. But I have some old blast from the past. I have, I had, but I can't find it right now, Colonel McNulty's horse, Nordic, who I voted for.
Okay.
He was my buddy. I used to ride him all the time. He was my buddy that I rode in class and on the weekends. And then I also have a couple pictures of Toga, and I have one of Paladin. And if I can take these to work with me tomorrow, I will send them over to you guys so you can put them on the website.
Oh, that's awesome. So as part of the program, and actually Diana just told me that actually the first graduating class was in '83.
Yeah, Jackie, I didn't want to correct you, but yeah, that's right.
That's fine. That gives me a little more time. So anyway, that's fine. But my thought is that during this time that this is happening, between now and when we are going to have our feet on the ground event, we're going to be blowing up social media with a lot of cool stuff. And so all of you alumni, my new operations manager, Amy Chrysler, she wants to do Where Are They Wednesdays, okay?
Yay.
And every Wednesday. Are you here, Amy? No?
Yep.
She is. Do you want to talk a little bit about Where Are They Wednesdays?
That sounds cool.
Oh,
that sounds really good.
I was asking actually if Amy Chrysler was here, but she's my operations manager, but I think actually she might be actually teaching tonight. So yeah, Where Are They Wednesdays? It's a little blurb. It's going to be like a couple of photos about you, about your as an alum, or maybe even as a previous employee, and then it will go out on social media to our Facebook and Instagram chats, and it's going to be a blast from the past. It's going to be really cool. And so if anyone has an interest in doing that, please email myself or Amy Chrysler. Because we would like to fill up almost every Wednesday for the next 2.5 years. And there's so many people doing so many cool things. I also think that's also going to help our students realize that all the cool things that are going to happen, you know, like when you graduate. So I guess real quick, how many do we have from the 80s here? Kelly?
Me.
Diana, Cynthia?
Sheila?
Gina?
Sheila? Yep.
Me. Excellent. How about the 90s? Shout out 90s. Who's from the 90s?
Oh yes, I'd be the 90s.
Hey, Rita. Yep, Crystal. Hi, Mrs. B.
Hi.
Hey. And hey, I wanted to say hi to Shannon Dewick. A big shout out to Shannon and Beth.
Hey, it's great to see you guys. Hi, John. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, great to see you.
How about the early 2000s, so 2000 to 2010?
Yep.
Hi, Stephanie.
Courtney,
hi.
Christine, Lindsay.
Hi, this is actually Jenny. I don't know why my name shows up as Rachel.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Hi.
I was in
2004.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi.
How about our most recent graduates from the last decade? Is anyone on the line from that group?
There's a lot of us from 2013.
Yeah. Aaron, Alex, Ashley, I see you. Thank you. Ashley Gray actually donated a horse to us. Excuse me, had a horse that we pre-leased. Who else? Did I miss anybody? I think we've got a couple of previous faculty staff on the line. Beth, you're here. Everyone's already said hello to you.
Great to see everyone. When I get back up to Massachusetts, I have folders of pictures, but I'm in Florida still. So I will.
In Florida? I'm in Florida.
I'm still in the Wellington area.
I'm in the Wellington area, yeah. I'm in the Wellington area as well.
Wow, have to see you.
You're my neighbor?
Yes.
We'll have to go get coffee.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So
I
did,
still have my textbook signed by you at graduation.
I still have my Caliente in the trunk of my car. It looks pretty good, but I was told when I started riding, and actually a couple of you people might remember the name Sue Anderson.
Yes, I have her picture too somewhere.
Yep, Sue Anderson is now my riding instructor. Again, after, well, let's see, we're going to back up a little bit because 2 years ago, I actually started riding with Diana Wells Hammond, or however she wants to say it. And then because of COVID, I was unable to ride. And then Sue Anderson took me on as a student. So I've been riding with her now for the last couple of months, and it's been great. And I told her the other day I had my Caliente in the trunk of my car, and she didn't believe me. And I'm going to bring it out and show it to her the next time I remember it's there. It's the JWU colors, the light blue. Well, it was the colors at the time, the light blue and the white. So it's still in pretty good shape, but I was told I couldn't wear it. So, oh well.
Is that Larry's wife speaking?
Yeah. Who am I talking, Joe?
John.
John, yes. This is, yes. Lauren said.
Just let everyone know what a small world it is. We're getting paddock 1 refenced in the next week or two. And the contact that we have that we've done other projects with, I just all of a sudden had this thought the other day, and all of a sudden I called them, and it wasn't even actually to harass them about where's my fence. It was, hey, didn't your wife graduate from Johnson & Wales Equine? So
yes.
I'm glad you got the message.
Yes, he's actually upstairs watching TV right now. So yes, he's the fence guy. So if anybody needs a fence, let us know.
I know.
You're welcome to ask him where's our fence.
That's great. Thank you for coming.
Yes. Yes.
Cardillo for about 9 seconds today. I was pulling out of the Huxley gate, and he was pulling into the Huxley gate.
There's something. I don't know what it was. Does anyone have any questions? I think we only have a couple of minutes left. And so
do we have a designated Facebook group or something for equine students?
Actually, I was just going to tell you guys that I don't know who started it, but there is, if you look on Facebook, it's Johnson & Wales Equine Alumni.
Yeah.
And there are 240 members right now, so I know there's a whole lot more out there. It's kind of a nice place. Sometimes Amy and I will post jobs, a lot of alumni post jobs, internship potential for some of our students. It'd be great if a lot of you guys wanted to get on there and, you know, share what you're doing.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yeah.
Now I gotta find it.
I don't know about any of our other social media. I think Instagram is just current. I don't know if there's an alumni Instagram, but for sure Facebook.
We're going to send all of the handles to all of the social media accounts in the follow-up email that you'll receive probably tomorrow. So that way you could connect through there pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
the Equine Center, Johnson & Wales Equine Center, Center for Equine Studies, has a Facebook site, also has an Instagram site. We're pretty active. We post at least a couple of times a week. Amy Chrysler is in charge of that, and she does a really spectacular job. And that's where your Where Are They Wednesday will show up if you'd like to do it. And we also have Facebook and Instagram for both teams, the Huntsy team and also the team. And then the other thing is that we made our own little mini Facebook site where we posted all the photos from our study away trip to Florida, to Wellington and Ocala. And that's still up. And so that's really fun to go and look and see, because a lot of the places we visited were places where alumni were.
Awesome.
I just want to take a second while we're all together and just thank Jackie, Lori, and Liza for somewhere in the last so many months, I walked up to Jackie and said, I think there's something significant happening here. And by gosh, there was. And when we got, you know, this all together, I'm really pleasantly surprised how much ground you guys have covered and really made this all possible for us. So thank you so much. And I look forward to the next several years of celebration.
Yeah. Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Well, I would definitely love to thank Michael Fine and Rory Sinersha for backing up this this thought, to get this group together and have this be the start of many more equine-focused programs. They are the deans of the College of Arts and Sciences and certainly very supportive of this project. And they're with us tonight, so thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Lori. And really, I just want to, I am just blown away by this event. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for participating. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a group of faculty, staff, students, and alumni that are as dedicated to the program than this group here. So thank you so much for being a part of tonight's event.
Yeah, Michael, I definitely want to agree and just say, coming to this event, I want to be an alumni of this program now. You guys have just made it so special. You guys, it's like a family. And so thank you for letting me a part of this family reunion. It's been great.
Sure was, and there's more to come. So thank you to everyone for being here tonight. It was great to see all your faces. For those brave enough to put your videos on, thank you. For those that decided to speak, thank you. And again, to Jackie and the team for putting together such an awesome night of reminiscing and also looking forward. It was really, really awesome. And so thanks so much for your time and your hard work to make this happen. Appreciate it. Wishing everyone a wonderful night, and we'll see you again very soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you all.
Good to see you all.
Good seeing everybody.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you to some of my professors. I don't think I had a lot of classes with Crystal, but I had a lot with Dirk. I had a lot with Kelly O'Neill. I don't know if she's on here, Beth. And when you're in the moment in the classroom and you're going through whatever class you're in at that moment, some things just don't register. But now we're forward almost 10 years now. I'm gonna be 30 soon, and everything I've learned I've had to apply, and I'm so thankful that for every all the hard work the professors put in, the extra time, the extra 5 minutes after class, and it really makes a difference. It's kind of prepared me for where I am now, and you don't realize it in the moment, but you really after the fact you do.
You know what, Alex? That's why I took the job.
Very nice.
It was really well said. I second you.
Well, thank you for that, Alex, and thanks for joining us.